Guys, welcome back to the channel for another reaction. We're taking a look at Bad Omens is yet again dropping some new tracks, some new singles. We're getting into that new album cycle game where the time is about to come. Who knows, they might drop it in the next couple months or so amongst all these other bands, or they might save it for early next year because the metal genre scene is already crowded over the fall season. So who knows, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But I love me some Bad Omens. The Death of Peace of Mind was definitely a turning point for this band. It was definitely a step in the right direction, but I feel like they're leaning too much on that formula. They're leaning too much on the poppy side of things yet again, as I said in other videos and other bands that are doing the same similar thing. I feel like they're not trying anything new. They're not pushing the genre in a in a different direction. They're not trying any new risks. But I could be completely wrong from these. We only got one single from them that came out, but so hopefully we get some new surprises coming out in the near future, or some new surprises on that album when that releases, or whatever the hell they're doing. I don't know. Noah is a very secretive kind of person, so he doesn't like to spill too much when it comes to news and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, Noah is definitely a master vocalist. He definitely knows how to control his voice with his cleans, with his screams, with his growls as well. Man, the man's a mastermind at what he does. But I feel like he's just playing it a little bit too safe, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just me, because the last track didn't really, surprise me. It didn't really blow me away as what I was hoping for. It just kind of reminded me of, their past album. It just kind of sounded like a bonus track off the album, if that makes sense, with similar tone, similar sound. I wasn't really engaging, in my opinion. But who knows, this one could be completely different. It could be the complete same thing and throw me off and disappoint me yet again. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not that yet again. But before we get started, please just go, I really appreciate it, and it really help me out. And if you like Bad Omens just as much as I do, be sure to like this video as well. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, checking out some awesome videos, because we're just getting started on these heavy bangers. Ladies and gentlemen, no time wasting. Let's get right into it. This is Bad Omens' newest release track titled Impose.
I'm losing my leverage.
Let's go, Noah. Show me some new. Show me something new. Get me excited. Get me hyped. I'm ready. We can start off clean here, but we can go heavy any moment.
In every place I'm on my toes, and still I feel like I impose. It's okay to let me go if you need. What's it say about me if I run away?
Oh, okay, it's the beat switch.
When I fall asleep, and in your head I'm always gonna stay. What's it say about me if I never change?
Go, boys, hit me up.
Push everyone away on borrowed time.
Where are we going?
I can't repay.
Definitely has that, kind of electronic beat, kind of, still has that like a cyberpunky vibe to it.
A life of relevance, but I long to be lost.
Let's go, boys. I'm still waiting.
And I'll try to separate, walk to the precipice, to the sound of our loss. And I go sit alone.
Okay, adding some drums. Some real instruments in here. Let's go, boys. Fill it up.
What's it say about me if I run away without you when I
Okay. Kind of like almost alternative in a way.
always gonna stay? What's it say about me if I never change? And I push everyone away on borrowed time. You know I can't repay.
Little drums in. So far, the drums are the best part of the track. Let's go, boys. Hit me. I'm ready. Give me some hard-hitting stuff. Get me up. Let's go, boys. These people have been making out the entire video. Where's the breakdown at? So far, it's just been like one long, drum solo in my opinion. You get it, man. You love the girl. Where's some action? Give me some action. But does she love him back, though? Ooh, that could be the spice we need. That could be the intensity. Oh, come on, boys. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging. Is that it? Is that it? Guys, wait. Is that it?
Zaspim, zbežim, a brez tebe. Še zmeraj si v sanjah, a
Are we
ne
speaking
moj.
Russian now?
Idealiziram tebe in življenje, a ti ne držiš tempa.
Is Bad Omens going to the other side? What's going on?
Nihče ga nikoli ne more. Ampak zabava je skoraj pri koncu. Ničemur ni več moč ubežati.
Thought
Nikomur
Noah was
ni
Asian
več
and white.
moč
What's going on here?
ubežati. Sem prevara.
For those of you that are Russian speakers or Russian translators, be sure to let me know what is being said, because I have no idea what's being said there. But yeah, okay, I guess that's the end of that Bad Omens track. But not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna say it's very disappointing. I'm definitely gonna say I was not expecting that. I was hoping for something a little bit more intense, something a little bit more heavy, something a little bit different that they would normally do. That one surprise song that they always have on the album. But it's very reminiscent of their old stuff. Like I said, it's very similar. It's very samey in my opinion. Compared to the first track. First track, to be honest, I don't even remember what the first track even sounded like. But this one, I could definitely say is another forgettable one for me personally, which is sad because I don't want to say that. I love these guys. I don't want to say that I don't like a track from them, but I have to. Guys, you're making me say it. You're making me say that I don't like these guys, but I love these guys. I just wish they did something a little bit more. They're just teasing you with this bland kind of sounding tasteless sound. I feel like but I don't want to rip on the guys too much because I know how hard it is to write a song. I know how hard it is to create a track, and especially with lyrics and stuff like that. But it's just, but when they work so hard on the stuff, you want to make it sound the best it can be. You want to make it sound each song have its own characteristic. You want to have each song have its own uniqueness in a way from the album, if that makes sense. Because when I write my music personally, I try to make it as best as it can possibly be, by adding as much as I could fit without overdoing it too much. But but hopefully these guys aren't losing their heaviness. Hopefully they're not going too mainstream. Hopefully they're staying in the right place when it comes to pop and metal and stuff like that. But I feel like they're shying away a little bit too much. They're going more into the poppy scene. They're going into more of those fans that fell in love with the their last album, but they're pushing that a little bit more and less on the guitar playing side of things. So if that's the route they're going, I'm sad to say that I'm not going to be a fan of these guys anymore if they keep doing that. But I would always love their old stuff. I would still always love the the more hard hitting tracks. But yeah, I don't know how to feel. I definitely don't. Be sure to let me know what you guys think about this, because if they are going into that newer age, that newer poppy genre that a lot of these bands are doing nowadays, they're losing kind of what made them popular in the first place, and they're gonna lose a lot of metal fans if they keep pushing that direction, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But either way, like I said, Noah definitely has his vocals. He definitely knows what he's doing on the vocal side of things, but I feel like they're just missing what made Bad Omens Bad Omens, with that intensity, with that rawness, with that you know, emotion. You know, they do have the emotion in these, like, you know, clean songs and stuff like that, but I feel like when you add the screams, when you add the tension, it just adds a layer of emotion. When you add the screams, when you add the intensity, you know, I feel like it just makes the song more impactful than just doing, you know, cleans, if that makes sense. But, you know, it is what it is. I just felt like I was just watching two people make out for 5 minutes. But either way, it is what it is. You know, it is a kind of a weird video as well in itself. But nothing, you know, happening in there as well. But you know, either way, it's sad to say that I am disappointed listening to this one. But hopefully in the next few, fingers crossed, the next one has some heaviness. Because if they bring out another single that it sounds the same thing, I'm gonna lose my head, because I just want that heaviness. I want that guitar playing. I want those deep sounding tones. I want those good, you know, guttural sounding guitar playing that they can know, that they, you know, like to do sometimes. But if we don't get that, I don't know. There's gonna be some words being said. But either way, hopefully we get some more of that in the near future. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, because we're going through every single mail challenge and we want us out on a single one. Guarantee that. I'll see you guys in the next one.